Welcome to another edition of Panther Preview. Coach, tell us where we are at this stage in the spring.
All right, we just finished up our first 2 days in shorts. We were in shorts and helmets, got to come out, put in 2 really good days of work. We got about 2 hours worth in, got a lot of teaching done, taught our younger guys the pace at which we want to practice, get them to understand the drills, the basic concepts, formations, alignments, those kind of things. We started to input some of our special teams. We got our extra point field goal team in. We worked on our punt return, our punt block team, and we worked on our kickoff return team. So we've done a lot of work there, just getting those guys understanding what we want them to be able to do. And then we're going to keep working on those all spring long. Today's our first day with shoulder pads on, so we're going to get a little banging done today. Our goal in that is to see who's going to bite. Hopefully some guys that got in the weight room in the off season, they got a little strength on them, a little more speed, a little more strength, a little more physicality under their belt.
Develop some of that attitude.
Develop some of that winning attitude so they can go out and perform that here in just a little bit. But just super excited about where we are with our numbers. I think we're right at 85 varsity JV players, and then we've added another 25 rising freshmen that are coming over from Calmer every day, and those guys are picking up really, really fast. We're able to go out the last couple of days and just make sure they understood the concepts of what we're trying to do. And today we're going to get to see how they can execute with a little bit of pressure today.
I know you'll know more after today, but your gut, are we where we need to be right now? Are we behind? Are we ahead of schedule? Or
we're nowhere near where we want to be, and I really won't know until we get out here and light it up a little bit. See who's going to step up and earn those starting spots that came available through some of our seniors graduating, and then also just some people that have matured and come into their own. Much like in life, a lot of times when you hit that level of maturity where you understand things a little bit better, you're able to apply what you've learned. And right now we're in the weight room, still lifting Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Our guys are getting after it in there. We've been meeting, watching film, making corrections the last 2 days, and then trying to do a much better job of talking to the young men about what they see, getting them to learn how to communicate better with us. We spent a whole lot of time in the off season training some of our guys in Leadership Academy, and more of understanding that there's a difference in a performance leader and a team leader. And we've had some really, really exciting things happen with some of our young men combining the two of being performance leaders and team leaders, and you've seen that come to fruition in these first 2 days. But when you really are going to see it is when it gets hot. You're going to say when it gets hot, when they get tired, who's going to have the grit to fight through? Who's going to have the grit to go make the play when that play needs to be made? And what we've been trying to coach them to do is number one, all-out effort all the time. Be the best that you can be. Quit the comparison game and looking at other people or other places. Be who you can be, and then from there we can be the team that we want to be. And so that's where I've really seen a lot of growth from a lot of our guys who are encouraging teammates and kind of trying to pull them along and do some of those things. So those are some things that excite me as a head coach, is just seeing the cohesiveness of the group. And as they get tighter and tighter as a group, we'll get better and better as a team, because we have to be able to execute when it's time to execute.
Well, I'll tell you, you're talking about attitude just a while ago. Is it going to transfer out here? I don't know if it'll transfer out here, but I can tell you this, talking to some of the players in the locker room, they seem to have more confidence, more attitude. They just seem to be more ready than they've been the last couple of years.
Right. I don't know if it's more ready. I just think
maybe more confidence. I mean,
maybe it is. I mean, our region changed, and that has a degree of as a degree of confidence comes with that, knowing that you're going to be competing against guys that are the exact same size as you. I mean, there's 250 student difference from the top of 6A to the bottom of 6A now.
Right.
Instead of 1,000.
Yeah.
Top to bottom.
A lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
It makes a difference. It really does.
And it's mental, and it's hard to overcome that mental. We're 44-12 when we're playing schools our size. When we were in 5A, the 8 years we were in 5A previous to the 4 years in 6A, we were 44-12 in 5A.
Yeah, I tell you, that says a lot right there. Well, Coach, I'm gonna leave you for a second. I'm gonna talk to Coach Josh Bishop, the defense coordinator for Pascagoula, a couple of players, and we'll get back with you to wrap up if that's okay.
Sounds great. And just keep Coach Bishop on his toes.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
And we're back talking to Coach Josh Bishop, defense coordinator for Pascagoula. Coach, talk about the defense a little bit.
These first few weeks we've had an opportunity to get out here and get a little bit of work, and I'm super excited about what we're seeing so far, especially from the younger guys. The expectations are going to be a whole lot higher this year for these kids, and with the experience that we have coming back, and we're looking for big things, and the excuses are over with for the most part.
Right. Well, let's go back and start with the defensive line. Tell us a little bit about, hey, look, how do you replace Josh Battles? You don't replace him. You just, how do you?
Well, you know, it's like I told the kids, or I say it all the time. You know, you got to be ready to replace somebody. You know, sprained ankle, it's the next man up a lot of times. So we've got some kids that we're looking forward to kind of step into that spot for Josh. Destin Franklin is going to be a kid that we're going to kind of lean on a lot. He's got a little bit of experience from last year, and he played some backing up Josh. Jaden Howard is a guy that we're looking forward. He's going to be playing inside and outside some for us. Joe Green's been putting some work in the weight room. He's gotten a lot stronger, so we're hoping that he's going to kind of fill a spot for us. And then we got a sophomore that's coming along that's going to be, I think, going to be really good for us, Trey Averhart.
That's great. That's great. Linebackers.
Well, linebackers, we got a lot of experience. We're probably a little thin as far as numbers goes, but Jalen Parnell, yeah, I mean, we got some guys that've got some credible playing time. Jalen Parnell, we're looking forward to. He's getting some notices from other schools and things like that.
Just an 11th grader.
Yeah, just an 11th grader. Ely is going to step in. Tank's going to have some reps here and there on the inside outside when he's on offense. He's going to be playing some offense. On the outside, we got to replace Nick Davis, and that's going to be a big hole. But we, like I said, Jaden Howard's going to probably play some there. Wyatt Henderson's going to get some reps. You know, this is the time period of the year where we find kids that can come in the fall and step into that role.
You see the defensive squad getting stronger through the off season as far as working out.
Definitely. Since Christmas, I was talking to Coach Hollis yesterday. I would be willing to bet that we've got a 30% increase in strength over the last 3 months. Yeah, I think we put a lot of emphasis on getting stronger and tougher mentally.
Well, I think that's huge.
And that's a big thing. I felt like we kind of struggled last year, mental toughness, and we really put some weight on these kids to see what they can handle mentally more than physically.
Well, let's bring the dog out in them. Yeah. I'm excited about watching this defensive play, but before I let you go, talk about the defensive backs a little.
Well, once again, we have some experience coming back. We have 3 guys that's got credible playing time. Jason Payne's going to come in and be our roll down safety, physical kid. Talking about getting stronger, that kid has worked his butt off. He's probably one of the stronger kids that we've got. Tylen Wilson's going to come back as a sophomore. He started every game as a freshman.
Yeah.
Great experience. Can go get the ball anywhere we need him to. And then on the outside, we've got some kids that I feel like that's got some length. You know, the last few years we've been a little short, and people's taking advantage of that. This year we've got some kids that got some length. Jalen Fournette has improved. He's almost a different football player from last year. And then we got a young kid, Xavier, that's going to come in and give us some reps. On the back end, we should be a lot better.
Good.
Lot better.
And Tylen Wilson coming in, I'd like to see him have a little chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah. He needs to. We got to get him in the weight room. You know, he's been at baseball and basketball. Once we get him in this strength program, I think he's going to fill out nicely.
Well, I tell you what, I'm definitely excited about watching the defense play this year. We're going to have some new faces, but we're going to have a lot of the ones that you saw last year. Coach, I appreciate you talking with me. Anything that you want to add to it before we get out of here?
No, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And we're back with Silas quarterback for Pascagoula. I've watched you since you were in Pee Wee football, and so I've seen you progressively get better. You know, you had some good moments as a 10th grader. You had some questionable moments. But important is it starting to slow down? Because I know that going from your 9th grade to being thrown in the mix of Friday night, things are moving real fast. Is things starting to slow down a little bit?
Yes, sir, they are. I'd say it's a effort from not just me, but from my teammates, from my coaches. You know, I've experienced now. It's going in my junior year. I think I'll have the experience I need for it to slow down, make good decisions.
Well, I think that's good, and I like the way that and I've been watching from afar that you and your receivers are working together, and that it takes a lot of work off the field. You know, when practice isn't going on, it's what you're doing extra that makes you as good as you can be. And are you getting more comfortable with your receivers?
Definitely. You know, last year I had Jacobian and BJ, and coming back we have Corbin and Duke. So, you know, some guys stepping in, Corbin stepping in for where Keelan was, and of course Chris Campbell actually coming back. So, you know, me, Jacobian and BJ have that connection, you know, even from since my freshman year. So it's, you know, it's building every single day.
Well, you mentioned Keelan. You know, that's a hard one to replace, but you've got a lot of talent around you. I think that you're going to probably spread the ball out a little bit more this year. What do you see different this year, other than Keelan not being there, than what we saw last year?
Well, I think this year we have to rely on our team more than we did last year. You know, he was a great player. He was the soul of the offense the whole time. I think this year we all need to step up. You know, line, receivers, me, running backs. We all have to play as one team, one unit.
I think that's good. Well, look, I'm not going to keep you. I appreciate you talking with me. I know you've got practice to get ready for, so thank you. I'm here now with Jalen Parnell, inside linebacker for Pascagoula. Jalen, watching you come up, watching you play in middle school and coming up, everybody was like, well, that's Keelan's younger brother. Well, you're a lot bigger than he is, and you play with the same passion on defense as he played on offense. And I've really enjoyed watching you play. As I asked Quarter a while ago, is the field starting to slow down a little bit? The play starting to slow down to where you're seeing things develop, or is it just as wild as it was in the beginning?
Yeah, it's getting slower every practice, every day. It just
you're starting to see things. You understand the offenses that you're facing probably a little bit better.
Yes, sir. All you gotta do is just study, watch the film. That's what I do every night. Watch film, go over the plays, ask my coach what's played, you know, what they run and everything. We just sit down and talk about it.
Have you gotten stronger than last year?
Yes, sir.
You how about faster?
Yes, sir.
You got any dog in you? Because
for sure. Hey, no doubt.
Hey, I know you do. You play with a lot of passion. I really enjoy watching you play, I've seen a lot of inside linebackers come and go, and you have the potential to be one of the best inside linebackers Pascagoula's had.
Yes,
it's what you do with it. The opportunity will be there. It's what you do with it. But as far as leadership on the defense, who are your leaders? Are you one of them? Or?
Oh, for sure. It's me. I try to be the leader, which I'm doing. It's me. Let me see. Dang.
Rush, maybe?
Jeffrey Rush. We got, for the cornerbacks, we got upcoming Jason Payne, all of them upcoming. We just looking.
There's always that one player when something has to happen, they're the ones that's going to make that play. I see you in that position. I see you whenever the game's on the line, the stop's got to be made. I see you being around the ball making that stop. So I'm excited about watching you play.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to keep you. As I told Quarter a while ago, I know you got practice to get ready for. I appreciate you talking to me.
Thank you.
Coach, I always enjoy talking to some of the assistant coaches, and look, I got to talk to Quarter, the quarterback. I got to talk to Parnell, our inside linebacker, and that's always enjoyable. And I hope that we can continue to do that. Frank set that up, so we do. But let's wrap this up. Talk about the spring game coming up.
All right, we got Fairhope coming up. We played them last year along with Van Cleve in the spring game, and we made a gentleman's agreement with Fairhope that we would pay them back this year with a visit across the bay. So we're going across the bay. We're going to play them in a half of JV, half varsity game, and we're going to kind of do situational things from the 20 driving, from the 40 driving, from the 20 in red zone stuff, goal line stuff. Just put ourselves in situations, because the number one thing we want to accomplish in spring is to find out who's going to bite, who's not, who's going to step up and fill these roles, and go into the summer with a core group of guys that we know we can count on come July 31st, first day of practice.
Who's your dogs?
You got to know who those are, and hopefully we can continue to work with them from a standpoint of being both performance leaders and team leaders, and really just use it as a springboard into going into the summer workouts. We got some really big things planned for the summer. A lot of camps. A lot of guys are going to camps. We have an opportunity to go to USA. We're going to participate in the 7-on-7 tournament there. But man, I tell you what, we're as excited as we could be about this group coming up and the possibilities that lie ahead of them. And we're just going to continue to work each and every day. We're going to be blue collar in our approach to this thing. We're going to hang our hard hats up and get to work every day, bring our lunch pail, and exhibit the war face mentality at every opportunity we have. And hopefully along the way we can teach some other guys how to buy into that whole philosophy, and turn it into wins on Friday nights and a great season for the community of Pascagoula, the kind of season they deserve.
Okay, and look, before I let you go, and this is something that you don't really like to talk about, but it's just a reality. We have to raise money for the program. Talk
Absolutely.
about that.
Right now we're in our first fundraiser for the year. We're working with Vertical Raise, and it's a platform that came about due to COVID. And a lot of people have liked it. They've raised a lot of money with it, but you contact a player will send you a text or an email, and then you can respond through a secure server and donate money to the program. Each player has a goal of $500 to raise. We have approximately about 110 players and coaches that'll be sending out emails and doing those kind of things. And we have a goal of raising about $20,000. What we do with that, if you take a look out here, we need to replace some of our stand-up dummies. They're 10 years old now. It's time to replace them. Some of our step-over dummies, we need to replace those. We need to make sure our kids have every advantage they have. Peanut butter and jelly, a nice awards at the end of the season. If we have the opportunity to go and play a game, if whatever we can feed them a really nice meal there. The Booster Club can add to what the school district provides for us, and it's just people. For us, our helmets are about $400 a piece.
Right.
When I have to go out and buy 20 new helmets, which is a great problem to have, that means your program is growing. That runs me somewhere around $6,000 to $7,000 whenever I order those, and that's a big hit into our budget for our school budget and for our program. But we've been really supported by our school. They do a great job of supporting us, but we supplement that with a lot of other things. Bananas, right stuff. Our kids get the right stuff. Our Booster Club buys that. Liquid IV for the sideline because it's so hot down here, and our kids, they believe in it, so we're going to keep buying it for them. And anything else that we need, they're able to do that. They're able to help us out. We had the hype video that was produced by Stafford Studios. That was a phenomenal opportunity for us to pay him to come in and shoot the video and have something the kids could be really proud of, the community could be really proud of. But there are a lot of little things that add up to a lot. Leadership breakfasts every week. We try to feed them to encourage them to be here. We have celebrations with our players. We do, we like to buy t-shirts for them. If they make all their workouts this summer, be able to give them a t-shirt that says something about the summer with our slogan for the year on it. But these are things that take money. In order to do that, we have to get out and raise funding. And this vertical raise is our first opportunity. So if you haven't been contacted by a Pascagoula football player, contact one. They have all the information. It's on their phone. It's an app that they'll tell you to go to, and through that app you can securely use your credit card, you can use debit cards, or you can, I'm not sure about any other, but I know it's credit card, debit card, that you can use as a donation vehicle to help the Pascagoula Panthers achieve their monetary goal this year. So we appreciate you. We appreciate Harold, Frank, you guys coming out, doing this throughout the whole spring, because people need to know that this isn't just a 4-month-a-year deal. This is a 12-month-a-year commitment that your young men are making, that your coaches are making, and we're very proud of the efforts that they make, and each and every one of them are special young men. Congratulate them on not choosing to be uninvolved. They choose to be involved. They choose to sweat. They choose to hurt. They choose to bleed, and they do that to represent that Pascagoula on the front of their chest. So guys, get in touch with a football player, download the app with them, and donate to Pascagoula football.
Wow, couldn't have said it any better than that. And we're going to wrap up. We're going to see you next time on Panther Preview.